Sweet swa swoom.
Sweet swa swoo swum swim swam. Welcome everybody to the Bin Podcast After Show. You already know who it is. It's me, Killmonger Senior.
Fuck off.
Well, I will say that I know I figured out my girl's type. I am Walmart brand Donald Glover / Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have all the same skills, but just not as good. I can get the job done in a pinch, but I'm just not as good as him.
And I'm high-end Idris Elba.
You're not high-end Idris. You calm down, sir.
I'm like Selfridges Idris Elba.
I'm working class Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. Working class. Oh, fuck. I forgot to show you the Boasty video. Should I end the fucking broadcast so I can show her real quick? I'll just send you the link and then...
Yeah.
No. Cut it off. Let's do this properly so we can watch it live.
Well, we'll just watch her reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just make sure none of your sounds are going through, and we'll have a live reaction to your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is stupid.
Boasty.
But I think it really worked.
So wait, what is this?
Nothing. We're not giving you any descriptors.
Okay.
So just describe what you're watching. I'm going to put you slightly larger screen here. Oh.
That's you, Mikey. What about you? Fuck's sake.
Okay.
And then, so everybody, she's watching Boasty for the first time. Oh, too loud. Hearing it through the stream. Okay.
I don't have headphones available.
Okay. We'll work with what we got.
Be quiet. I need to talk to you business.
So Wayne, what you're gonna have to do is talk over the top of the sound.
I'm just gonna keep talking. This is a chicken chop boy.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to not have sound? I can do that.
Yeah.
Just turn it down on the video a bit.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. So this is the Bin Podcast official anthem, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think this is like our song. This is a song that unites us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the child. So we got security. Oh, game over.
Loving a child.
The child getting their nails done, and okay, very, very aggressive rapping at the camera. I love it.
I mean, put it at like 10%, just so that your mic won't catch it. Okay, that's close enough.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Oh. Can I marry her? Damn.
Who is that? Who's in that video? I forget now. Oh, Stefflon Don.
I thought it was Nicki
I want
Minaj.
those pants.
Yeah, she's
she's something.
proper fit. If I can borrow a phrase. She's very distracting.
Yeah, sorry.
My eyes are connected to my ears.
My gay got the better of me.
Mikey's basically saying she'd get it.
That's one of my favorite Foreign Beggar songs.
This is a really cool video. I love the style. Look, I'm gonna have to I can't hear the lyrics at all.
Mm.
Wait till Sean Nepal comes up on that bitch. You won't be.
It's okay.
I have no idea what he's talking
I never know.
I'll be in the video in a bit. I'll be in the video in a bit, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, you're probably.
I never understand what he's saying, so it's but he sounds fun.
Yeah, I love whatever he's saying.
And then there's Idris.
Oh, Big Driss. Big Driss Cumberbatch.
Oh. He's so I used to feel like he was really, really yummy, right? And then I saw Cats, and they put him.
We don't talk about Cats.
Oh, and I can't unsee it. They made his cat fur like very short, and it was like the same color as his skin. They were the only ones that did that, and he did not dance great. And it was just, I was just like, oh my God, like I can't get it out of my head now.
So that's what I need to do. I need to have my girl watch the newer version of Cats, and that way she can stop crushing on Idris Elba.
It'll. You're like, oh, he's old. No,
Yeah, that way?
He's like 3 years older than me.
Old and gray and dying.
Hey, fuck you, Mikey. I've got a salt and pepper beard.
Have you, my man has salt and pepper beard. Like I'm just being an ass, but no, he is gorgeous. But seriously,
no, Felicia, you're being an arse.
Arse.
An arse. Wait, I've been swearing this whole time. Was I not supposed to?
Oh, we always swear.
Okay. Oh yeah, somebody said cunt earlier. So.
Hello.
Who could that have been?
Look, I can. Yeah, I can't pull it off in like say like in using it. I can reference the word, but I can't pull it off.
You have to either throw Australian or Cockney. And now I'm getting echo. Is that you, Felicia?
I don't know whose echo that is. That's really annoying.
And then the echo is gone. Yeah. So some volume thing must be fucked up. Let me look at your settings. But I mean, you can say cunt, but you really have to dedicate yourself to it, and you can't shy away from it.
No, fuck me, mate. I'll lean right into it. I'm like,
right. But if you did it sheepishly, then people are like, ooh, it's bad. But if it's said if it's said with some sort of authority, then people are like,
someone said he was a bit of a cunt. No, I'm like, he's a fucking cunt.
So yeah, my headphone situation. I had headphones, and I had good ones that for podcasting and stuff. But now we're in the studio, and I haven't replaced them. But what happened was I suspect my cat knocked them off my desk, but they were only like hanging off. They weren't on the floor, but they were hanging off. And yet somehow one of my dogs managed to shit onto the earpiece of my headphones.
There is a animal fecal matter theme running through.
And they were done. I wasn't gonna. Nope, those are thrown away. That they were trash at that point. That is. I don't know how they did it. They weren't on the ground. Like I don't know how this fucking happened. But one of them got a tummy ache and decided. I don't know how it happened.
Oh, you know how it happened. What did you do to the dog so that the dog felt that this was the did you shit in the dog's bed? And then he's like, I gotta find a way to get back at her. I have to find a way.
No, what probably happened is my girl dog got spooked by like a rainstorm or something.
You just said you were in a drought. Lies!
Oh, this wasn't recent. I told you we're recording in a studio now. I need to get new headphones. I will put that on the priority because I have promised more people to do stuff from home. So I need to do that. I'm so sorry. I can try to go
Mikey. Romeo is bleeding, but he can't see his blood.
It's just a lot of feelings, mate.
Yeah. Jarto, it's John Bond. He wants his vest back.
Dude, throw your Eric Clamp back on Bon Jovi. Again? Jesus Christ. Dodgy connection? There we go.
Yeah.
I think my cable must be.
Just buy another fucking XLR, dude.
I got like 8 of them.
Then switch it out.
Well, that means work. Manual labor.
Wow.
And that's how he tries to bottleneck and shoehorn his way into the fucking Clarkson of the group thing by just refusing to do manual labor. No, Hammond, you do all the manual labor. Nice try.
Power.
I will always be the stag of the group. So
you fucking.
I am.
You are James May. You are the James May.
I am the. What am I Hammond or May?
No, you're James May. James May. He is Hammond.
Who?
You.
I'm Hammond?
Yeah.
How?
Because I'm the British one.
Oh, and I guess Hammond is the
You're the
American.
one. You're the one that name. You're the one that names your cars. Oliver.
Okay, that's not fair.
It's
That's
fucking
not fair.
true though. It's true though.
You're an absolute fucking monster. How long is it since you've been in a crash, Mikey? 3-4 days?
All right. Can you hear me okay? Are we okay on the echo? Okay. Sorry, I tried to find headphones.
Brilliant.
I can't. I don't know what happened to all my headphones.
No, as long as you get it sorted out before the BJs, you're fine.
Right. Okay, Mikey, I'm going to put this to you. If you kept driving into the back of Jartan's car,
Sorry,
and he walked up to you with a machete, would you expect it?
Yeah.
There you go. So he's Captain Slow. You're Hammond. I'm Clarkson. That's it.
But I'm the only one who can drive.
No. I'm the big fat oaf that's been here for far too long.
Yeah, you got that right, but you still can't fucking drive a car.
Really? I fucking drive circles around you, sunshine.
A van. You'll drive a van in circles around me while I'm flat out.
No. I'll drive a car around you. I love to drift. I love to fucking drift.
Everyone, this is the newest addition to the famine household. This is little Dexty, who had to get a bath because he had shit streaked down one of his back legs.
Mm-hmm.
0.
Oh, bless him.
So he had to get a bath, and it was very traumatic. And the dog thinks we're killing him. So
Mikey, can you before we go live, can you bring the good woman up, please?
Before we go live, you do know
shit, we're live. 12 minutes.
That's an excellent cat.
Felicia, you see, this is what I have to deal with. You see?
Yeah.
Oh, that poor baby boy is his legs and oh my goodness. You want to give me kisses?
My gosh.
Mrs. Famine.
She can't hear you.
Oh.
Okay, can you tell her to put herself on screen, please?
Move over a little bit. Come here.
One of my dogs loves cats, but so like all the cats in the neighborhood he tries to be friends with. But the thing is that he's way too fucking thirsty about it. So he just runs towards them and barks, and he's a healer, and so like when healers get any sort of big feeling, their hackles go up, happy, aggressive, sad, it doesn't matter. And he doesn't have an aggressive bone in his body. But like he sees cats and his hackles go up and his ears go forward and he wags his tail really fast and he just barks at them. And I'm like, dude, you are too thirsty. They will not talk to you. That is not how you make kitty friends.
Just wants love. Just wants love.
Oh, he's all love. He's all
No, it's the same with my dog and my cat as well. It's like my dog loves my cat. My cat hates my dog. Like this is hate with an actual fucking, So because my cat is 15 years old.
Oh, that's an old baby.
And he's starting to get a few quirks.
Yeah, my cat just heard my cute animal voice, so guess who's coming? Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy's the best. Ozzy's like, and now I will put my butthole on the internet.
Oh, that's this guy. Yeah. This guy. He knows he knows his butthole's the real star.
Yeah. So no, but here's the deal. So I've got a dog and I've got a cat, and as long as the cat moves very slowly, we are in perfect harmony. As soon as the cat goes like, "Hey, I'm hungry," or "I need to take a shit," I'm gonna run down to my toilet and do whatever I have to. My dog goes like, "Play?
Yeah.
Are we gonna play now?" And it's fucking havoc and war around here. I got a pissed. All of a sudden, I got a pissed off cat sitting on top of the rats, trying to eat the rats while the dog is standing on the ground. Because for some reason, Ozzy wants to eat rats when he gets stressed.
Do you have pet rats?
Yeah, I got 2.
I love rats. They're so cool.
I got 2 gerbils.
Oh, okay. The gerbils.
There we go.
I hate those things, and they're not supposed to be over 3 years old. Mine are 4.5. I don't know what I'm doing because I've been neglecting these animals and wanting them to die for a year now. And
don't do that. Just give them to somebody else.
No, I can't give them away, and then like I give them to some kid, and 2 weeks later they go like I can't do that to anybody. They're supposed to be dead.
Yes, they can.
Jesus
give them
Christ,
to someone else and let them die in a house of love, not your fucking dungeon.
They're very intelligent animals.
Yes, and these gerbils are the oldest fucking gerbils in history because even though I try to, be brave about it, I fucking love those things. So, you think fucking cleans their cage? Jesus Christ.
So, my cat, so this is Orzo, like the pasta.
All right.
And the dog that loves cats, right? He really wants to be friends. And he's chilled out a little bit, and they've touched noses at this point. But my other dog is kind of scared of Orzo. The one who also is afraid of thunderstorms and stuff. She's a scared little girl. So she's kind of scared. So she accidentally does all the things that tell a cat that they're friendly. Like she looks at the cat and then looks away. And cats are like, oh, that means you're chill. She doesn't realize this. So my cat keeps trying to get her to play with him. He's 10 years old. He still plays. He keeps trying to get her to play with him. So he'll run up to her and then run away. And she's just like, I don't know what to do. And butthole. There it is.
Butthole. Zero has started. Come here, Zero.
Wait. Who?
Ooh, you saw Dexter.
That's your dog, Zero?
His name is Zero. Don't you walk away from me. Oh, no, she has a 0, too.
Come here.
Who is that? You hear something?
Come on, Hero.
Welcome to the BinPodcast, the Pet Hour.
I just realized why Ozzy didn't come when I called him.
Zero.
He was outside.
Zero.
Come down. Here, come down.
Zero. Where's my girlfriend? Hi, girlfriend. Hi, Zero. Who's a good girl? Yes. This is Zero.
Oh, Zero, look at your little namesake over there.
That face she's making, that's the face she makes whenever you pick her up.
Her dog is 0, too.
Yep. We got Dean and Zero. Oh my God. Okay. Everyone chill now. I'm sorry.
You got me all riled up.
Now everyone's very excited. Stop licking my leg.
And there's the butthole.
And butthole. Cats and butthole.
I am not holding Leela.
So I was telling you a story about how Utah thinks law enforcement officers are an ethnicity.
This is Leela. She doesn't like being held.
Wait, what?
Okay, so a woman in Utah was just recently charged with a hate crime for tearing up a pro-police sign in front of a cop.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like, that's some real shit that just happened. So what happened is her friend got pulled over for speeding, and then the cop gets back in his car, and the woman was not the woman who did this was not the driver. She got out, had a pro-police cardboard sign or something, and she ripped it up, stomped on it, and then threw it in the trash. Picked it up and.
So they couldn't even get her for littering.
No, but the cop arrested her and has charged her with a hate crime saying that she smirked at him intimidatingly. She was 19. She's 19 years old. She is 19 years old. She has already spent a week in jail because she can't afford bail.
Okay, but this is a no-go case. Like, this is going nowhere, right?
It doesn't. That's not. I mean, it might.
No.
Utah considers anything like they put in there like acts that are meant to intimidate in hate crime law, which I mean I can absolutely see the validity of that. However, they straight added law enforcement officers to the people, not any other profession, just cops, to those who can be convicted of or like who are protected by hate crime law.
Well, don't you know police is a nationality of people?
Who added that?
Utah, the state I live in.
So the state legislature, they added, they equate a profession. They equate a profession with ethnicity, religion,
sexual orientation,
so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's only one profession.
Only the one.
It's like Jews, Muslims, Christians, cops, gays, straight. Like they just somehow found their way in the middle of that.
But okay. So when you start doing that list, it should not be we're playing a game of find the error. Like,
one of these things is not like
one of these things just doesn't belong here. Like, what the fuck?
This. Bootlickers are out here like, well, that would be destruction of property, except for the sheriff's. Okay, so he was like, where'd you get that sign? And the cop said her story changed a bunch of times, which, like, it's a fucking cardboard sign. Lie is what I'm saying. Yeah, anyway,
but again, like, you have to explain this to me. So, all right, because no, but seriously, I'm having a hard time here because I live in a civilized world, and we're a part of the EU.
Didn't the Nazi Party just try to take over your government? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
civilize these nuts.
They failed. That's the whole fucking point.
Not for lack of trying.
No, but like, Nazis.
Oh, look at Florence.
It's a very cute baby.
Look at baby Flo.
I love babies. I love babies.
Yeah, she dances like her dad. And Mr.
I can't fuck with you with animals. I can just bring out the big guns.
Look at Wayne always trying to win.
You're still one short on me.
Includes cops in hate crimes.
No, but you have to explain it. So how did that list of
protected classes?
Yeah, protected classes. How does that come about?
So it's actually through precedent and like the legal system is like classes that make you that can make you a target, right? So gender, like things that are kind of how would they put it? Like
protected
normally
groups.
What we would call a protected class is something that is based in identity, something that is you are a part of without necessarily choice or anything like that. Gender, sexual orientation, religion, because pretty much everyone's born into their religion, right? Things like that are going to be considered protected class. Utah just went and added cop.
All right, but here's the question. So there is so since it's added through precedent, so there is an actual judgment on this case.
There's not been a judgment yet. The law might be struck down by this case. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible that the law can be because of depending on how far it goes in our legal system, it is possible that the law will be rendered invalid because. But in the U.S., they can pass a law, but until it's challenged in court, like it can just be on the books.
Yeah, no, but it's the same thing here. It's different, but sort of the
Similar.
same. But here's the thing, though. So, So if you get fired, are you still protected as an ex-cop?
No.
So it's only as your employment contract is still valid.
No.
No,
Retired would count.
retired would count. That makes
No sense.
Is
No.
is Mikey protected because he's such a little flower?
Mikey would be protected as a black man, yes, but Utah would not.
Hello.
I mean, technically he'd be protected, but United States is very racist.
I'd have
But
to.
what if Mikey? What if Mikey did the reverse of what Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, like pigmentation?
Oh, so if Mikey whited up,
Yeah. So if Mikey whited up, if he went all Michael Jackson on us, without the kiddies,
That is a medical condition. How fucking dare you?
So if Mikey stopped being black, would he?
They like in Utah, he's still black. Like it does not matter the color of his skin. He's still black.
And the catch-22 of that is I have to survive long enough to make it to court. Which is why Black Lives Matter became a thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Because we were not afforded the opportunity to fight our fucking injustices in the courtroom. We were summarily executed on the fucking sidewalks.
No. But his doctors jacked him up.
I have the solution to the problem here.
Okay.
It's very easy.
Solved, everyone.
Yeah, it's been solved. So we just make sure.
Jartan has come up with the ultimate solution, everyone.
Yes.
Hold
on.
The final solution, some would say.
I have the ultimate solution. The final solution to
this. God. Here we go.
Where's the banner?
Where's that demonetization?
It's been fun, guys.
Well, it was nice to have a show for like a year and a half until we got canceled.
So. No, but
Mikey, can I sit next to you in Guantanamo?
No, I'm sitting next to Brenna. You're on your own.
Fuck
hey, work makes you free, okay?
I hate you.
I'm very uncomfortable.
No, but here's the solution. The solution is that we take every disenfranchised person in the world and we make them police officers.
Oh,
Oh,
you went there.
Yeah. Every Jew and black person and gay person, and we kick all the white people out. All the white people because they're not disenfranchised.
Let's just turn all of the oppressed people into the foot soldiers of capital.
Yes,
that sounds great.
Let's just do that, and then in Europe we can do, and then we can do this like, this is gonna be fun.
Now, weird question.
Mm-hmm.
What if I want to say fuck you? That's a bad idea. There's no part of me that wants to be a fucking cop. There's none parts of me. None. I don't want to be a cop.
Although maybe that would be better if we were just like, okay, we're cops now, and then we don't. And then we just don't do anything.
How about you just mail me a badge and I'll just put it in a drawer somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're allowed to be white people.
Jartan, I don't think you've thought this through.
Maybe not.
I don't understand what you mean. How dare you?
I'm just saying ACAB.
Oh. All cops are bad. All cops are bastards.
Yep. 1312.
And also, not all cops are black, according to Jartan's fucking rule of.
Wait, what? No, not all. What? No.
He wants all cops. He wants all cops to be black. That's what he wants.
Yeah. No cops.
It would be so refreshing just to see a bunch of black cops beat up on a white guy.
That's wrong too.
No.
That's more police brutality at all.
So
I just want to see it go the other way every once in a while.
No. See, that's the fucking problem. That's the problem. You can't have this kind of counterbalance where it's like, let's see it go the other way. That doesn't work.
Replicating the systems of oppression is it's why white feminism sucks. It's because white feminism isn't opposed to patriarchy. It wants participation in the patriarchy. Like, we don't replicate the systems we are trying to abolish.
So the most interesting thing about that is, on what planet did anyone who is pro justice for the people said, I want to punish people unjustly?
Right?
Like that goes against the thing. The thing is for it to be fair. And the numbers are startling. When you look at the fucking amount of people shot and killed by police, the people who are brutalized police, the people who have the most lawsuits against them by the police, it's all fucking white people. So I have no idea why white people are just like sitting back like, eh. Well,
someone needs to sort their fucking audio out because the echo is ridiculous.
Garbage that white people, white people by and large believe that racial hierarchy is inevitable, that someone must be on top, right?
Right.
And what white people are terrified of is that the oppressed, like that they will have to be the oppressed race. They don't think that there's such a thing as actual egalitarianism. They don't think that there is such a thing as fair treatment across races. What they're terrified of is that they will become the oppressed people. What we're talking about, like when we talk about justice and liberation for the people, we mean all the people. And white people, when they hear that white people are predominantly the victims of police brutality by number, not by rate, what they hear is, well, that's good actually, because we maintain the status quo, we maintain the authority that we exist under, and generally I am terrified of changing that authority. That's what white people think. I am for abolishing the whole goddamn thing.
Felicia, can I jump in on that? Because the consensus tends to be equality is like suppression to some people, because there's always this talk of the whip hand. So if people of color have the whip hand, that means that they're going to suppress the people that had it before,
right?
Which is not true. It's just
it's not true.
It's just basically kind of seriously. Someone's volume is echoing. It's doing nothing.
It's only on your end, dude. It's only on your end. I don't have an echo.
I had one, but it left. When doing F5 for me, just refresh the window, see if that helps it out.
Yeah, because
reconnect the audios and shit.
Yeah, don't.
No, but here's the deal. So you are saying at one end that if suppressed people get the same opportunities as their suppressors, they will not be suppressors, and they would not automatically suppress.
Well, evidence shows that no, they don't.
But that was your main argument for not having people who have been suppressed by police officers and discriminated by police officers being police officers, was that they would all of a sudden start doing the same thing.
No, my argument is that to be police is inherently to replicate the systems of oppression. So I'm saying that there is no way to do police that is not oppressive.
Okay, but you okay, so what would your solution be then? Anarchy?
Yeah, I'm an anarchist.
Yeah, so but how would that work? You know,
didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So how would that? I knew that was coming too.
Okay, so do you mean anarchy as in like dog eat dog, or do you?
No. Anarchy as in we don't have laws, we don't have police system. We all.
No. Anarchy does not mean that there's not laws.
Who enforces those laws?
There's a vast amount of theory on community on ways community deals with things like crime, right? First of all, we have to address what we actually call crime and what we criminalize. Second, we can prevent most of these what we could say harms against each other through supportive collective action. So like if we eliminate poverty, theft isn't really going to be a problem. When theft does occur, it'll probably be from things like mental illness, like somebody, being like a crypto, right? Or like they
klepto.
not crypto.
Klepto.
kleptomaniac,
like somebody who feels
someone who believes in blockchain.
Yeah,
no, okay, okay. But let me. Yeah, but
wait. Jartan, let me kind of moderate this discussion between you and Felicia. Felicia, please finish your point, and then Jartan, come in.
She's making
after.
8 points. Like I'm trying to say, can we just go back to the point that he made?
Let's let her finish her point, and then you come back in on the end of that.
And as the co-referee, to be fair to Jartan, Felicia, let's do like maybe a point at a time so you guys can have a back and forth, so that he doesn't have to try to remember.
I will try not to explain like the entire theory of police and prison abolition.
Right. Well,
it's so complicated.
Felicia,
no.
If we go with the anarchist system first, and then Jartan can come back at that.
I will try to
but okay. So here's the deal: you do not have to describe or explain anarchist theory to me at all, right?
No. But explaining her point, and then you come back at that.
Yeah,
point,
no, I'm just saying, like she said, it would take her forever to explain the anarchist theory to me. You do not have to explain that. I have read a lot.
I know, mate. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a sort of framework around this.
There's other people listening to the conversation, so maybe that might be useful.
And a lot of people may not have heard of prison and police abolition. Okay, so Angela Davis has some really great resources on what this theory would actually look like in practice, and I can't say that I can account for every single instance, but what we do know is that what we consider crime in the US for the most part is very silly. Like we have drug crimes, and we have people are in prisons in the US for things like just being mentally ill, right? And in this instance, we have someone currently imprisoned, although not convicted yet, and she might not be convicted, for offending the sensibilities of a cop. That is what she was arrested and charged with for a hate crime was for offending his sensibilities. So what we have criminalized in the US is already a problem. And then we have things that shouldn't be crimes. We have things that maybe should be, hold on, I'm getting there. And then what we have is crimes that are caused by systemic failures rather than being things that should be crimes at all, things that we can prevent by dealing with the systemic issues. And then at the end of that, we have people doing harm, and how we approach doing harm, like willful harm, that's a complex answer that I do believe that there is community response, which is more effective and more reparative to victims of stuff like that. And I say this as a victim of domestic abuse. Okay, so
Jartan, please respond.
Yeah, so if you do not have a certain set of laws, or we decide through the way that we do now through democracy and precedents within the courts, how do we set a certain how do we decide what is acceptable and not acceptable? Because essentially that what laws are. Yes, laws have been discriminatory, they have been horrific and all of that. I'm not saying that the system is perfect. I'm not defending the system as is. I'm just saying, if we're going to have a different set of a different system and a different system of saying this is agreeable behavior, this is acceptable behavior within the confinements of this, let's not call these rules, let's call it rules. Right? Who decides?
Well, for one, I don't think that a lot of rules need to be codified into law.
No. I'm calling laws rules. I'm do not get bogged down on the word that I'm using. I'm saying let's call it behavior then. So societal acceptable behavior.
Jartan, I mean, we're getting into a semantic debate there. So Let the
that's what I'm saying. So, who decides what is the socially acceptable behavior? What are you allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do in such a system? Who makes that decision?
Direct democracy.
Yeah.
I argue for direct democracy. That's it.
Yeah.
Anarchism is not that there would not be laws or rules. It's just that governance would be very differently structured than what we see in the world currently. And it would basically be ever expanding systems of community networks, and how they could, and they would be able to negotiate with each other. And those people who maybe who we would instead of doing a representative government, like where somebody is elected as a lawmaker, what we would have is direct democracy. And then if somebody was going to negotiate on behalf or somebody's, they would be randomly selected from the community and recallable at any time. And anarchism is not saying like we need to go back to primitivism. It would be something that would be in a modern sense. Like we would have the ability to participate in what they were negotiating in, and we would have the ability to recall at any time. So it's like instead of less democracy, it's more. Yeah.
I would just like to interject and say, when it comes to your direct democracy, as you say, would that be like fixed term, people being in there for like 4 years, 2 years, 10 years, or would it be a case of as soon as this person displeases us, we can vote them out? Like how would you work that into
you would have so like say somebody was like going to negotiate with a nearby community for resource exchange, okay, like that instead of like for trade, but in a non-monetary system. So you would just have resource exchange. Somebody who is going and negotiating, they would have a fixed term, something very short, like.
But so sorry again. How would you like put that fixed term in? Because the fixed term is an arbitrary number of days in power. So what would you use as where would you put the prefix in?
I'm not exactly sure, because it would probably, like for an anarchist system, it would probably be just for the term of negotiating that, like just however long that takes. And if they are doing a bad job, the community can recall them. Like if So okay, so let's say it's somebody who is good at saying managing water, like the water processing plant, right? Somebody is really good at making sure like organizing the workers throughout that. Now the water processing plant belongs to the entire community, and they would kind of sign up for a term in there. And if they are doing a really good job and they want to stay there, the community can support them in that. So like it wouldn't be a top-down governance.
But I think you've misunderstood what I'm trying to say, because the thing is, there needs to be an arbiter of how long that term is. How do you decide what that term is?
Because I think that'd have to be something set out in the beginning of each one of these different societies. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is, sorry, Chartan, go on.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is like that. Now we're talking about like very specific things here. Like, let's get back to more.
I was like,
because now we're talking about details within the system, which is super hard for one person to sort of try to figure out how.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not
how to answer like every detail.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. So this hasn't been worked out. The system that she's talking about has not been tried anywhere in the world ever.
Yeah.
In at least not in recent times. It has been tried in tribes 1,000 years ago, but in recent times, with 7 billion people on the planet, it has not.
Yeah.
So ask it. Wait. No. I'm talking. No. I'm talking.
You guys let them finish. You guys are kind of talking over each other, and it's getting hard to keep track of the points.
So you asking her to give her specifics on details within how that system would work is not really a fair question. Trying to broaden that question out a bit more would be fair, because it's very hard for her to do that. And I appreciate the effort, but I also acknowledge the fact that it must be very hard for you to answer such a question.
Yeah, I was trying not to like give very definitive answers because I can't. Like, this stuff is supposed to be democratically controlled within a community. And how you determine these things, and how long and who and what these positions encompass, those are things that are going to be determined in a community, and they're really going to be regional. Like, that's the thing. I can't answer for this system because we haven't done it yet. It'd be like asking Alexander Hamilton to explain every municipality's detail of their particular city council. It was new then, and you can't ask a single person to account for a wide project like that.
No, I completely appreciate that, but it was just the fact that you had a very definitive answer of complete democracy when it came to it. So all I'd said was, okay, we'll put a number on it. That was the only reason. But yeah, no. But that's the only reason that I interjected with that, because I was like, if you can be so absolute with that particular method, then you need to be absolute with the number, or you need to have some kind of framework to work to. So it wasn't a criticism in any way, shape, or form. It was just a question as to, okay, well, if you want it to work to this framework, how do you work to that framework, and what number do you put on it?
That's so specific, though, man. Like, when I'm talking about something that needs to be determined community-based, and you're asking me something so specific that would vary community, like, to region on what they're doing.
But you put a specific name on the framework of the democracy, direct democracy. So the direct democracy has to have a beginning and end.
Oh my God! Shartan has two screens now. Now there's two people being overly pedantic. I think your question was unfair, because there's no way for her to possibly answer it in the way that you're meaning for her to answer it. She's giving you the best.
Wait. Are you agreeing with me? Are you agreeing with me?
Not anymore. No. Shut your fucking mouth. God damn.
Mikey, please talk.
This is bad radio. Let one person finish. You guys are usually so fucking good at this, but we're being really bad about it right now. So I think she had a general consensus and a general idea of what she wanted. The individual specifics, city to city, town to town, state to state, is going to be different. So I think it's impossible for her to answer that succinctly or to the level of scrutiny that you're asking for, just because she can't give the answer to all of the different cities because she doesn't live in all of them. And that's all I had to say.
Okay, that's fair dose. That's fair dose. But
what I'm saying is, I generally support direct democracy and not be able to lay out every way that would manifest.
Yeah.
I just think I have evidence, and there's so much evidence to back this up, that as we expand democracy, fairness and egalitarianism are supported. Yeah. So that's I generally support direct democracy. That's
don't get me wrong. My scrutiny was like on top. It's not like I'm trying to get you to put everything in place. But what I'm saying is, if you make a statement like that, then you need to have.
Then I have to have I have to have the entire system, which I think should be laid out for you.
But if I had an alternative, you'd expect the same of me.
No, I would I I am not I would not expect you to be like, okay, here is all of Angela Davis's book on how police and prison abolition would work. Like, that is absurd.
So
that is absurd.
If I can split the difference down the middle, because I get into this argument continually with libertarians and how they want everything to be like taxation is theft. First of all, they lead with that, and then they start on the shit. And then they start on the shit where no one can control them. And I'm like, okay, cool. How do you go to work?
Yeah.
And then they get all butthurt. And they're like, well, I don't know how the roads would work and all that. But so I think that's a fair pushback that Wayne's giving. Maybe if not worded best, but when we get into some of these very, very, like, especially in this country, like theoretical kind of ideas, we have to kind of like spend an extra like little bit to like figure out some of the specifics that would be kind of obvious for people asking. Like when people say that they don't want the government involved in any part of their life, and I'm like, well, who makes sure that your agreements are kept?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, my gun. And I'm like, dude, I would just like borrow money.
Examples on how like you would deal with, say, somebody who was abused by their spouse. Like, I do have examples in the real world on how we would address those kinds of problems. And I do have examples on, say, how, like, we talked about terms and stuff like that. But like somebody's being a community representative for negotiation, I was talking about that being a random selection from the community and then being recallable at any time for the length of, say, that negotiation. But I cannot continually dive down. How would roads be built? They would be owned by the community, and workers would be able to negotiate, like, would be able to control the building process and the organization of it. And if, say, a group of workers was harming the community would have the power to dissolve that particular workers union, like, or guild, as we could call it, and we could replace it.
Felicia, with respect, I think we're comparing apples with oranges there.
But can we please, because I sort of did have a point I was trying to get, because we do have one country who has direct democracy at the moment.
Settle up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink.
So I dealt with it.
Wayne, do not do that. No one likes when they get. Stop it! I got the button.
Just saying, I'm just playing, mate.
I know. I'm going to wait for Felicia to get back, because my question is for her.
So, anyways, boots and bonnets. I think that's
boots and bonnets.
Boots and bonnets. He's talking about the front of a car and the back of a car.
No, but that's going to be the name of our auto enthusiast Top Gear appreciation show that we're going to have behind the paywall on Patreon. Like
I want Jartan to do a fucking bike show.
No,
but here's the deal.
Jesus fucking Christ! The girls have their show, and they're the BJ specialists, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the Boots and Bonnets show will outshine them. How can we lose?
Wow, we can't introduce competition to a show that's not even started yet.
I'm saying off rip we can beat the girls. I'm just saying. I'm thinking we can beat the girls.
Wow,
I think so too.
Tons of mice. Clip that.
All right,
don't do it. Tons of mice.
So here's my question, Felicia. So we do have one country who has a direct. Democracy.
You don't even live there.
Hey!
I don't.
Be polite, Wayne.
I don't. And it's not working very well. Women didn't get voting rights until 1991.
So then they didn't have a direct democracy, did they?
They do.
Half their population couldn't vote.
No. They voted on it.
The women voted?
Right, Mikey, this is beautiful.
No, this is fantastic. So the women were asked to vote on this vote, and they decided not to. Look it up. Vote of 91. They actually did the vote back in 76. It took them 25 years to ratify that vote. So the women in Switzerland did not have voting rights until 91.
Switzerland? What country
Yeah.
do you live in?
Sweden.
You mean Sweden?
Sweden does not have direct democracy at all.
So Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Felicia, he doesn't even live there.
I do not live there, thank God.
Okay, hold on. No, male voters. So Switzerland approved women's suffrage in 71 by referendum with 65.7 of only males allowed to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then what happened in 76?
Okay.
This is weird.
Mikey, do you think that Jartan researches these things and then sits there waiting to a mic drop?
Well, I have on good authority that he's a men's rights activist. So.
Oh
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, first of all,
you're gonna have to show me
I'll show you.
Rejected their ability to vote. And then we'd have to look at the entire system that was in. But you cannot tell me that they had a direct democracy when half the people couldn't vote. They didn't have it.
They did not want to, and up until
you're gonna have to provide me with the source on that
they
one.
did. Yeah, they.
I will. Just grab the link.
Yeah,
Mikey, do you want to pop outside for a cigarette?
But also at the same time,
can I go?
So here's the deal. So they have four types of elections in Switzerland. They have elections, mandatory referendum, optional referendum, and federal popular initiatives. They do only have about 49% of voter turnout on this. And has it. They have 26 cantons, which in 3 of these cantons, gays does still not have the same rights to marry as everyone else. They are not considered the same. They can go into an actual leadership. They can go into a partnership, but they cannot go into a church because every canton is considered a country of them own. They do not have a president. They only have a person who sits for I don't know how many years, but is just put forward. Direct democracy does not work. It only works if everybody thinks the same way, but people do not think the same way. I would be terrified if fucking Florida or Texas had direct democracy. I would be terrified to see what happened to all of these people if they actually did not have somebody to mediate what they did. Because you are assuming that everybody thinks the same way you do.
No, we're not.
All right, hold on.
You are.
Hold on.
Wait. No.
Just
why can't I finish?
Because you're going too long-winded. You have to tighten it up. There's 4 of us. You're not sharing the goddamn basketball. Now share the ball. Finish it up and then pass it to Wayne.
I was finishing up. So you have a problem. You have so many guns in your country and you can't get rid of them. And you would not be able to do that if everybody had the same amount to do. You would just have revolution after revolution after revolution after revolution. In a utopian society, what you are saying would work, but we are not. We are actually having with people, and saying that only people who have some sort of a psychiatric disease would do crime if we didn't have laws is. I don't know.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
No, she said.
Okay.
She said
that is not what I fucking said. And I
said,
actually take issue with you representing it that way.
I'm gonna yield my time to Felicia because I believe
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut in before that. First of all, she said that if we solved poverty, you don't have the problem of people robbing things. And if you do have people still robbing things when they are no longer impoverished, then that is clearly a psychological or a mental hang-up that they have, and we can treat them as someone who is sick as opposed to someone who is desperate. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And you're just assuming that we keep in the system I'm describing, we keep everything the same, but now we just have direct democracy. First of all, I am talking about a communistic society in a moneyless society in which there is no profit motive. There's no Fox News propagandizing people for the sake of the wealthy. Like, there is no longer the divisions of the capital class creating divisions amongst the working class. We are all the working class in the system I am talking about. And like, I'm not saying that the only people committing crimes would be people with mental illness. First of all, we would decriminalize mental illness generally. Like, I'm saying that we would not treat things as crimes where they don't need to be treated as a crime, and things that are harming another person, we would treat those in restorative manners rather than punishment, looking at punitive measures. I'm saying punitive is a bad system. And like, I there was so much there. There was so much that I don't even know how to even go back and address all of that. Holy shit. And then as far as like fucking Switzerland, I don't know, man. I can't respond to that. I do know of other situations in direct democracy that have been very successful and have resulted in more egalitarian outcomes. I don't know what you're talking about with women's suffrage in Switzerland. I'm sorry. I can't speak to it.
No, only reason I brought it up is because it's the only example of direct democracy that we have to...
In a capitalist system where there's still huge... like massive forces of oppression against the people, and I am not advocating keeping the system the same generally.
But that's what I said. It is called cantons.
Can we just read the fucking thing, man? You're not playing nice today. Play nice, damn it. Theoretically says it's not true that women didn't want to vote, but men didn't allow it in some states. The Swiss Federal Supreme Court had to force the last state, Afterhsow, to allow women to vote. Okay.
So if I'm understanding that correctly, it's not that women voted against their own ability to vote, right? Like, is that what he said there, or am I misunderstanding?
Women abstained. They did not. They chose not to vote on this matter. I think.
And what was the reasoning behind that?
Don't really. Jesus Christ. I have this. Let's see.
Would you think that was cultural norm?
No. So Switzerland is a very weird country up until I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Like I think at like the early 2000s, you needed to get in 3 or 4 cantons out of the 26. You needed to have a vote from your husband or dad to be able to take employment.
Dude.
So then they didn't have liberation. I'm talking.
No. But
I don't know what you want me to answer for here, because I'm not talking about that system.
No, but listen.
Let me tell you.
Can I please? No, can I please?
One thing, and
I'm done. All right.
Shatan, I'll just say this, and I'll walk away.
No, I ain't got shit.
Up until the 70s. You couldn't get a mortgage as a woman on your own unless your dad signed it off. That's how far away we are from.
In the UK?
Yeah, in the UK.
Wow. Yeah, women couldn't have their own fucking bank accounts until the 70s here.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, that was the only point that I wanted to get across.
Like, my whole thing is, like, if women couldn't vote, then how would they have voted to not allow themselves to vote? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how that would have happened. If they were unable to vote, how would they have voted on this?
Jartan, by the way, I was not trying to jump on you. I just wanted to get that out while it was in my head because I thought I need to get that out. So I'm not jumping on you. I just wanted to get that out.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to have to give me some, I can't speak to that. I'm also, I'm not advocating for keeping everything the same. But when we talk about direct democracy creating more oppression, we have plenty of examples of direct democracy not doing that. Like when we have worker-owned businesses, we don't see that same kind of thing. When we have a worker-owned business where every decision is made democratically, we don't see that same kind of oppression. We have plenty of indigenous peoples around the world that had various forms of direct democracy, and we didn't see that same kind of thing. And I mean, hell, in the Scandinavian countries, if we go back before Christianity really became the majority religion there, we see that women did have participation in democracy across the different countries in various forms. And we did see more egalitarianism than we do see in certain places now. So, I mean, you're going to have to show me more than that one instance, and we're going to have to go against the evidence that we have that when people are okay, there's a really great book if people want to check it out. Paradise Built in Hell is essentially fast responses of anarchism in the face of a disaster. And this isn't even like one-off situations or cherry-picked. This is now a phenomenon that experts say we should expect when people are in a disaster. We do not see mass panic. What we see is mass collaboration. And we do actually see more equality emerging very quickly. I'm not saying that all these problems are magically solved when we are faced in a non-monetary egalitarian system, that like we don't magically get rid of misogynists, but that the misogyny itself does not carry the same weight. Like racism still happened in San Francisco after the fire, but it was not nearly as prevalent. And we did see a leveling of people because classes had to be leveled in order for everyone to survive. It's just like, you can tell me one instance that I'm not familiar with, but I am also aware of many other instances of direct democracy being very effective for protecting people. And when we talk about representative government, it's not been great here. It has not done a good job of protecting people's rights here. So when you say direct democracy doesn't work, I'm going to point to how, right now, what we're doing to Black people's ability to vote and poor people in general, but it's particularly targeting Black people. It is terrifying. And that's happening under a representative democracy where when we poll people in popular things, that would not have it would not pass. It wouldn't happen if we actually just put the ballot for each one of these things in front of the American people. Even conservatives, even people who listen to Fox News, if you just put the paper in front of them, they will not vote for these things. They vote for the representatives that are put up, and then those representatives make decisions to reinforce power structure and to solidify the power structure. Representative democracy isn't doing a better job of protecting people. So,
Jartan, could you please respond on that front, please?
No.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. People are gonna. But this is.
No. But here's the deal. I would, but I can't get Wayne to shut up for 4 minutes so that I can actually say something. But here's the deal, right? So I never said, what the fuck? I never said that women in Switzerland voted against. They decided that they did not want to vote for the fact that cantons, right? So 24 out of 26 cantons ratified this back in 76, but it took 25 years for the last 2 cantons to ratify this bill that gave them the right to vote. In those 24 cantons, women were allowed to vote, but they still let, for almost 30 years, the rule of people in the 2 other cantons, the women in the 2 other cantons, needing a fucking note from their husband or dad to do that. That is not solidarity. They could have abolished that system 100 times. They have an average of, let's see, an average of, I read it somewhere, just give me a second. They have an average of 4 elections a year.
You're gonna.
So over
I'm
30
sorry,
years,
I
that's
have no idea
100.
what happened there.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, yes, we do have instances of, in small confined spaces like a workplace, right, where it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a capitalist. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not a capitalist. I think that capitalism is the root of all fucking evil. But in the country where I was born, Norway, right, we basically, by definition, don't have homeless people. We, by definition, also have more or less eradicated poverty, because nobody lives under that poverty line, right, where you cannot afford the things that you need to actually get that. It's eradicated. It is one of the most...
So why do you live in Sweden?
All right.
Wayne, you're interrupting and you're disrupting.
Come on, man. It was a joke.
Yeah, but he kind of said that he wanted to get his point off without you interrupting him, and then you kind of did it anyway. I know it's like to form, but he asked for a special exception today, which is fine.
He had he had a lot of time to talk where both you guys have it. And then to say that he can't get a word in edgewise, I thought was pretty, because I've also been talking a lot. I know, but that's because I've been, representing my ideas.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to cause.
No, there isn't a problem. This is how it normally is. He'll be back.
It's just banter. I
wasn't trying to piss everyone off. I really wasn't.
You're really fine. So in summation, so we can move on to the next topic, because I think we've been very much so in the weeds, and your echo is back, Felicia. It's just strange that
nothing.
It's just strange that all of this talk about things being fair and equal for everybody to do, we couldn't accomplish in a conversation, which kind of lends towards the idea that I don't know that this works with people. It works on paper for sure, but when we try to do it with people, we kind of get into, we can't even have a conversation about it without arguing. So it's difficult to decide whether, I want a better system than what we have currently. I don't know that that's it. I'm not sold.
I mean, that's fair. I
don't
know how I would relate all of this quickly. Does that make sense? Even though we've been talking for a while, that's a lot. That's hundreds of years of political theory that I'm trying to give a summation for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect most people to be convinced in this single conversation.
Because that's a definite paradigm shift, no?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's and that's why I'm more of kind of not a resurrectionist. What's the best word? A reformist for a lot of things. As opposed of trying to burn down the house and then start it from scratch. Can we just remove all of the pillars with termites in them and replace them with something metal and stronger and better for the longevity of the house? You know what I'm saying? I'm much more on that because what ends up happening is, as soon as you say, all right, I'm going to take out all the beams supporting the house, and then people start freaking out. and they just start. And they're right. The house is going to go down, but now you have to convince them that the house falling on top of their head is the best thing for them.
Well, you see, I mean, I'm not necessarily like advocating for chaos. Does that make sense? I reject, like, I understand the idea of reformism, but however, I don't see how the system can be reformed to produce egalitarianism. However, I would really rather build systems while dismantling them. It's called dual power. Right. So like, instead of like the house toppling down and then rebuilding, we just build the house inside the house.
Right.
And it's a better house. And then we tear it down as we build new parts that fit better, and they're not falling apart, and they're not randomly shooting people.
Yeah, because I don't know that we have to like all go out and live in the woods and figure it out for 5.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
5 to 20 years until we figure it out, because it's not.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I like video games and bubble baths and shiny things. I really don't. I like my high heels and makeup. I'm not talking about that.
No, it's too late. If you ever saw that, what was that fucking show, Revolution? It was on like NBC or something like that, where all the power went out.
Oh my god, that show was so dumb.
It was good. I love that show.
Well, I won't want to explain why I couldn't suspend my disbelief. I guess I should say.
Was it the clothes?
No, it was the fact that they said that no electricity existed except for the magnetosphere was intact, and if there's magnets, there's electricity.
If you got further in the show, it explains it perfectly.
Okay.
There, like, I thought that too, but there was a very good reason for it. And then as soon as they told us what that reason was, fucking 2 episodes later, the fucking show got canceled. I was like, oh, no. I was probably going to get the resolution.
To extend an olive branch here a little bit. Jartan, I think it's fair to ask questions, and I think it's fair to have concerns. And I do get frustrated, but like, I don't think that you're personally saying that like I'm a bad person or a stupid person. And I hope that I didn't make you feel like I thought you were a bad person or a stupid person. And with Wayne, I like me being frustrated by certain questions. It does not mean that I don't think that these questions are valid. It's that I can't necessarily answer every single aspect of a brand new system. So I just want to say, like, I don't have a problem that you guys are not 100% convinced right now. And I don't want anyone to think that like I think that you are bad or stupid people, and I am sorry if I upset anyone. I really am. I appreciate you having me on your show, and I appreciate the conversation.
All right. Here's the deal. No. I just want to start by saying one thing. First of all, fundamentally, I agree with you. Right? We are not in disagreement on this. The system that you are proposing is a system that I want. So I do not disagree with you. I still have issues trying to figure out how the fuck we will get a system to actually work. I do take exception with certain things. Like I don't think that we could use, like the Nordic countries had and how they did it, back in 900s as a good equivalent to, even though women had stuff to do, there was so many things that were bad.
Yeah,
the good things don't kind of weigh in. Like, we can't just cherry pick things like that.
I love cherries.
Just a side note. Perhaps I did not explain it clearly. I was trying to use it as a broader example, not as necessarily an aspirational system. Does that make sense?
I understand what you meant. So that's why I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying that I take exception with taking things out of context like that. There are good things there, and in a microcosmos, you do have a very valid point. We know that between 1950 to 1982, roughly, we had worker unions being stronger and stronger. Worker income went in a straight line up. After 1982, it's kind of flattened out by all the CEOs, and the people sitting at the top kept on climbing on that. Productivity is up. We've seen in Norway, Sweden, we've tried 6-hour workdays. We see that productivity goes up while you work fewer hours in a day, but you produce more.
That's because Mikey works in a superstore,
right? So if you work for 6 hours, you actually produce more than you do if you work 8 hours.
Yeah, because the other 2 hours I gotta find some fucking bullshit to do, just fucking waste time, bro.
Not only that,
you give me a 6-hour workday, I'll be done in 5 hours and 45 minutes with 8 hours worth of work.
I argue for a 15-hour work week.
Yeah. And you're also rested. You're also have more time to do the things that you want. You work
like the TheBinPodcast.
Exactly. So there is a lot of validity to what you're saying. The reason I wanted to challenge you on some of these points is I wanted to see how you respond to it when challenged. Where would you go? Where would you take it? How would you respond to the fact that the only direct democracy that we have is, by all accounts, has failed, even though it's one of the richest countries in the world. It has failed people. As I said, 3 out of 26 cantons does not allow gay marriage still.
Yeah, I can't answer that. Like that's all. That's the only thing I have to say is like I don't know anything about that particular situation. Most of my political information does not come from that, so I can't answer to it. I just can't. I'm not capable.
And I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that this is one of the things that we see.
Noise. That fucking noise.
What I'm saying is that when we look at a direct democracy, this is how it looks. Then we have to abolish, as you said, the capitalistic system. We have to go into a more communist approach to everything. Then you have a totally other set of issues, is that communism has failed every time it's been tried.
See, like that's why when we talk systems, it's such a broad conversation. When I really want to know what you were going to say.
I was just going to apologize for my interjection of like you proposed a system but then didn't have an answer when I said to you, this is the world you'd like to live in, but how do you get there? And it's I just feel
I
that
really need to stop drinking this milk. I need to go.
Go on.
It's spoiled me.
There was you have an ideology, but then how do we get to that ideology within the framework that we live in right now?
I did not realize that's what you were asking. I thought you were asking me to account for specific systems that, like, I can't yet. Like,
no. It was literally just saying, like, you want this system, but how do we get there? That was my criticism.
Well, I'm sorry I misunderstood then.
Yeah, it wasn't sort of like, it was just kind of like, how? It'd be nice, but how? And I know, like, putting that on you, like, on the spot is a bit unfair, but that's all I was kind of
some
asking.
Ideas. Yeah, I mean, I can't plan the entire revolution myself. That would,
And you would never do that online because the agents would be watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so getting canceled by the left after this.
Them fucking timekeepers.
No, what
The
I'm saying
TVA
is
is watching.
Or so what?
Fuck them, they've got bent noses.
On how to build the kind of anarchist system. I was telling Mikey, like, I don't think that we could say, like, I'm not for just burning down the house and being like, don't worry, the house we're going to build is better. I'm for building a new house as we tear down parts of the old.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with, like,
no,
I'm saying, like, cool. So, like, instead of, have you heard of, like, the mutual aid networks that they've been building in Portland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's a really good example of a new system they're building while opposing the current system.
Mm.
And it's not perfect yet. They're also being opposed by the power structures, but it's an aspect of building a new system. Does that make sense?
The thing is, I sympathise with you massively, because I will say we should be living life this way, and then someone will be like, "Well, how'd you do that?" I'm like, "Oh shit, do you know what? I haven't actually thought about that bit of it." And people will like jump on me and be like, "Okay, so."
Yeah, and that's why I referenced a few different texts, because I can't give you a good enough answer. I know it's such leftist like shit to be like, go read Marx, go read a million books on theory, which no one fucking wants to do.
Yes, I've read Capital, but yes, I still can't fix this shit.
like that's part of the problem. That's part of why I keep references like at the ready in my mind, is because I can't answer these questions in a succinct way that's going to feel satisfying.
Yeah,
I can't.
And I do apologize for jumping on you on that front, because I was like, in the moment, I was kind of like, well, obviously you've got an answer for this, and then when I pushed you, it's like, well, I ain't really got an answer for it because I live within the same system that you live within. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
I'm so sorry. I have my volume so low because I'm trying to keep an echo from happening. So, what do you say? You're sympathetic, and then
well, I'm sympathetic in the sense of I asked you to solve these questions, and you were like, "Well, no, I don't have all the answers, but I have a theory as to what would be the best way to live." And I was pressing you on, well, how do we get there? And you were like, well, I don't know.
And I apologize. I really did not understand that you were asking me on how we get there. I thought you were asking me to explain how it would function once we were there.
Yeah, no. I think
I did not understand. So, I have some theories on how we would build these systems.
Yeah.
In our current situation. And it's essentially just mutual aid networks, community accountability programs, massive wealth redistribution, right? Popular protest, I think, is huge. I do think we need to build class solidarity with people. I am so sorry, guys. My partner has been home for like an hour, and all I've done is kiss him. And I would very much like to spend some time with him now.
Go and kiss your partner.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call it for today. I do want to say that I really did enjoy being on with you guys. I really do like you guys, and I am sorry if I offended. And I did not mean.
No. Hold on. Wait. I know Felicia. Okay. Felicia, they'll be fine. You're fine. That's what we do on here.
You did not offend at all.
All we do in the after show is fucking argue with each other. So you were right in the pocket.
So I was on point. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't even know you were doing what we're supposed to be doing, but you did it. So we did. We're doing the thing. That's
I appreciate you guys, and I just don't want anyone to think that like I don't respect. And I do.
Felicia.
We don't even think. We just drink.
Mikey, shut up. Felicia, before you go, whilst I was off air, I was on the phone to Jartan saying, mate, are you all right? Is everything all right? Because we give a fuck about each other. We give a fuck about each other's feelings and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, he dives off. I'm like, mate, is everything okay? You all right? That's what we do.
I'm glad. I didn't, and I care about your feelings. I care about all of your feelings as well. Even though, like, you know, I've met Mikey several times online.
Yeah.
But like, I just met you guys. Like, but I do care. I do care.
No,
about
it's not about like the thing is we have disagreements on here, online, on air, off air. We have disagreements, but we will talk to each other off air and say like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
Because
I've had
that's
similar things
what
on Utah Outcast. We've had similar things, so I get it.
yeah, that's what we do.
Please send me some of that information because I would really like to be educated better on what you were talking about, and I really do need. I would very much like to know, and I don't know exactly how to find what you were referencing. So please, we already followed each other on Twitter. You can just DM me there.
Yeah, and as I said, Theo is very upset with me at the moment, and I might have gotten quite a few things wrong. Hang
a minute. Felicia doesn't follow me on the Twitter.
I will right now.
It's going off now. You got to find me. You got to find me.
I'm reciting things from memory that I have read and heard and stuff like that, and I'm open to the fact that I might be wrong about some stuff. Right? It's not like I'm perfect and know everything. I'm not a fucking Swiss historian. I'm really not a Swiss historian.
Sam, have you been on Utah Outcast?
I have not.
Wow, Felicia. Wow, you didn't have Sam on? Wow.
This is brutal.
No,
this is brutal.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Felicia, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. My volume is so low because I'm trying to prevent, so I can't hear a damn thing anyway now.
Get fucking headphones.
I will get new headphones.
Do we need to send you some headphones that are?
And I couldn't find any, and then I tried to find them again, and I couldn't find any.
Do you want us to send you some headphones not covered in dog fecal matter?
You don't need to send me. I am not. I can buy my own damn headphones.
I think I've got some from my old phone, like my Nokia.
We'll get her one of those.
I'll get new headphones. I'm so sorry.
We'll get her one of those sweet Bluetooth earpieces.
Apparently, we need to have you on Utah Outcast.
Well, Sam and X are old friends.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken to X a decent number of times on Neil's show.
What?
On Neil, it's such a show.
I've spoken to X a few times on Neil's show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's mentioned that a few times, and I never tuned in. And he's like, Felicia, you got to do this. I'm sorry, I got to show up at one point.
I'm Neil's producer. Do I need to? Let me book you for a day now. Now that you're back on the radar, let me. Book you.
Now that I'm president.
Look at Mikey, bro. I am Neil's producer.
There you are.
Let me book you in for.
Okay, I'm following you, Wayne.
I hate to do this to you, Sam, but my food just arrived, so I'm kicking off. Right. And Felicia's kicking off, so it's going to be.
We're gonna end because I need to go to bed.
I'm about to say
you're sticking me with these guys.
I'm about to say you're stuck with the Europeans. Sorry.
You're stuck with the English, dude.
Leave me and Sam up. We're good.
We'll be right.
And Sam, may I say, you look absolutely amazing today.
Oh, thanks.
Is that a Star Wars tee?
Yeah.
Nice. I like Star Wars.
I don't like your hair because it's more than mine.
That has nothing to do with Sam's hair. That just has to do
I'm just bitter.
a deficiency on your side, I should say.
I'm just not having it.
My hair looks really dark in this lighting. If it was actually light outside, you'd be able to see it's more of like a plum color.
I thought it was like a red,
I was gonna say it looks red,
like a maroon.
Let me see if I can turn the brightness up on my laptop.
A plum color? What do you mean, like a red wine?
Oh, here he goes. Look, dude, no one's drinking Shiraz. It's all swill, and you can have all of it. Okay, you won the Shiraz war.
No, I'm just saying I might want to drink Sam's hair.
What is that a kink that we didn't discuss on a previous episode? Drinking hair?
I think that I'm gonna leave now.
No, we're all leaving. That's a wrap. Sam, anything coming up new and exciting?
No, the last few weeks I've forgotten to upload on Pub Religion because bullshit has happened, but I should be back to actually doing that properly again.
Awesome. And we cannot wait for that in the future. And I will jump in the chat section and be a dick like I always am. So for Jartan, Brenna, Wayne, myself, and our two guests, which were Felicia of the Utah Outcast and Sam Chaos from, what was the name of the show again? I just forgot that quick. Help me.
Oh, how rude. How rude.
Sorry, what?
The name of the show?
What, Pub Religion?
Pub Religion. That's what it was. I almost said public religion, but I was like, that's not right.
No, Public House Religion.
Yes, Public House Religion. We're out of here. I'm going to go eat some food and go watch Loki again. And you guys are
Loki.
And you guys are all my Nexus event. And I'll see you yesterday.